But here it is, off the grid, lights, clothes dryer, and heater. And you can see the USB fans running. That's 2 watt, running off the little power pack. Those little power packs could probably run, I don't know, maybe a couple hours for the fan. It's only 2 watts. And I have 2 of them, but I can feel the heat circulating from the Terra Cotta pots with these little fans. But those lights up here, they'll only run about 6 to 8 minutes on one charge with the one battery. It's 18650 lithium ion, so that's not very long. But let me back this up. But there it is, off the grid, lights, clothes dryer, and heater. This is where it's all going to start. I got some old 2x6s and 2x4s. I'm going to take a 8-foot stud. I don't know, I probably got 40 of them or so. I got some that's 8 foot, 10 foot, 12 and 16s and 20s right here. And I'm going to take a 2x4 that's not very good, and I'm going to cut it into 40-inch pieces. But this is where it's all starting right here. This is the board that I picked. This is the price. I got 11 2x4s by 8 foot for $8.80. So you're looking at about 80 cents a piece, you know. Here's my cat. But this is a 2x4 I'm going to use, 2x4 by 8. I'm going to cut it in 2 40-inch pieces that I'm going to need. So I got a pretty good deal on this lumber. There's 2 pieces of wood, 40 inches a piece. And there's that, just to show you I'm using the same lumber. And now I'm going to cut the corners off on an angle. I'm going to cut all 4 corners of this, 1 inch up from the bottom, 3 inches over from the top. So you have an angle right there, 1 inch up, 3 inches over. And I'm going to do it for all 4 corners of the 2 boards. That way you have both ends cut like this, 1 inch up or 1.5 inches, whatever, 3 inches over, 3.5 inches, whatever you like. But this is going to be the base. And just to show you that it's still the same board. And these little pieces of wood here, I'll show you in another video what I use these for. Don't ever throw these away. They always come in handy. Okay, we're going to measure 19 and 1/4 inches to 20 and 3/4 inches right here. This is going to be at the bottom of one of the bases, and do the same thing on this to the top of the other base. And we're going to notch these out so they can slide together pretty tight. And it's going to be 1 3/4 inches down from the top to there, from the top here, 1 3/4 inches. Because really a 2x4 is 3.5 inches. It's not really 4. So you divide that by 2, and hopefully when I notch this out, it's going to go together pretty easy. So we'll take a look. This one here's the top one. This one here's the bottom one. We're going to notch it. But that's what the stand looks like. It's not as tight as I was hoping it would be. It's about 1/4 inch off. But I'll fill in the gap. But I'm going to put a bolt through the top to bolt it together and glue it. So I wish I would have made the holes just a little bit smaller than what they are. But this is what the base looks like. Okay, here's a 2x2, 8 foot long. I'm going to cut off 18 inches of it. This is going to be to go up to the crossbar to hold the lights and the heater. So this is 8 foot. I'm cutting it down to 6.5 foot. I'm going to drill some holes, put some 3-inch screws in this. 2 right here on the top, 1 on the side right here, and bolt it to the base, or screw it to the base, and show you what this is what the base and the stand looks like so far. 6.5 feet tall, and those are 40 inches legs. This is a 1x6, 8 foot long. I'm going to cut it down 18 inches, so it's 6.5 feet long. Okay, cut these at an angle. Move this stuff out of the way. Cut this at an angle, 2 up, 8 over at both ends. 2 up, 8 over. 6.5 foot long. Okay, I'm going to drill 6 holes. This right here is the first one. It's 10 inches from the end over and 2 3/4 up. So it'll be 5.5 inches across. So you go 10 over, 2 3/4 up. Okay, this is what it's going to look like. There's 2 holes on each end for the heaters, and then 2 in the middle for the lights. So that's what it looks like. And like I said before, don't throw away your scrap wood, because I'll show you something else in another video what to use this scrap wood for. But the holes were 10 inches apart. Every 10 inches I drilled a hole, and 2 3/4 from top to bottom. Okay, I'm going to take this right now and drill a hole in the center. 2 or 3 bolts so I can tie to this right here, the stand. There's a stand. So I'm going to bolt that or screw that down to the top of this. Okay, this is what it's going to look like. I need to sand it down and varnish it. That's the stand. And that's the crossbar. I'm getting ready to varnish this right now. It looks a little bit lopsided, but that's just the way the ground is. It's on a little bit of a hill. There's the base, the stand, and the crossbar. This is what it looks like. I put 1 coat of stain on it. I'm going to put about 3 more coats. Okay, I put 2 coats of varnish on it. I'm inside my living room now. I don't have a shop to do this in, and lately it's been really windy, so I brought this into the living room. Took some Velcro and cut it into pieces. It's about 3/4 of an inch to an inch wide. I got about 30 to 40 of them, and I'm going to put them in the holes to hold the lights in place. Yeah, I put Velcro around these holes. I don't know if you can see them very well, but I did it on all of them. It's somewhere between an inch and 3/4 of an inch and an inch. A little bit of an overhang. That's alright. It's going to be covered up by the lights, but all these holes have Velcro in them. I have to put Velcro around the light. These are the lights. I don't know what brand they are, but they're really good lights. I like them. Got them pretty reasonable price, $2.50 for a 7 watt. They come in 3 watt, 5 watt, and 7 watt. And I got the 7 watt. You can see that they have the metal around them at the bottom, like a regular light bulb. And if you ever get a chance to get these, get them. But they're really good light bulbs, and it was a reasonable price. I went to get 10 more for $25, and they canceled my order. They said they couldn't ship it or something into the United States. I don't know why, but these are pretty hard to get. This is what it's going to look like with the lights on. Got all 4 of those lights, and I'm going to put some LED lights right in the middle. So they're about 20 inches apart, and they're 7 watts a piece. I'm going to Velcro those batteries down. So here's these 7 watt light bulbs. I did a test earlier to see how long they'd last with these power packs. And these power packs here, they're supposed to be 5,000 milliamps, but I don't think they are. They're probably about a quarter of that. So I'll be lucky if I get, 1,000 milliamps with these batteries from China. But I checked it out, and they make these light bulbs last anywhere from 6 to 8 minutes. The first one went off in about 6 minutes, and the very last one went off in about 8.5 minutes at 7 watts. But I got bigger power packs. I have ones that use 6 batteries instead of just 1, so it'll make it last a little bit longer. So just to tell you how long one of these power packs would last, anywhere from 6 to 8 minutes just for the power pack at 7 watts. And they have smaller light bulbs too. They have 3 watts and 5 watts. But I just got back from Ace buying these knobs right here. I got 3 of them. One's for the middle light, and then 2's for the hanger or clothes dryer or whatever. But I had to get an extra bolt for the middle. This is a 3-inch. So I got 3 knobs and 3 bolts. This is what you need to make the Terra Cotta heaters. You need 3 Terra Cotta pots and a Terra Cotta base with the hole drilled in the middle. You need a 10-inch carriage bolt with threads. The dog chain, this is about 2.5 feet long. I got a 10-foot dog chain. I cut it 4 different lengths, 4 different pieces the same length, 2.5 feet. And then you need 4 nuts and 4 washers. And it's going to make a Terra Cotta pot heater. I'm going to make 2 of them. But that's what it looks like. Looks a little bit lopsided. I had to take one of the lights or look a little bit closer than the other one to level it out. I don't know why, but the Terra Cotta pots, one's heavier than the other one. It's 2 different types of pots. So I'm going to light it up and see how it works. I'll show you how this is how I make my candles. I take them out of the aluminum trays that they have, pots or whatever they're called. Stick them in a tuna fish can, and I melt some other wax on top of it. I get these at the local thrift store, Salvation Army or whatever it's called. As you can see right there, I paid 50 cents for that one, and I've probably used about a third of it. I made these 4 candles. I stick 2 or 3 tea light candles in it, and then melt the wax and put it over the top of it. That should last quite a while. That's the simplest way to do it. But always be sure to take them out of these aluminum trays because they'll catch fire. And with an open flame, always be safe. But after I get my heaters going, I'm going to put some USB fans behind it to have the heat circulating. That's what it looks like with the candles going. I haven't turned on the lights yet, but I'm going to shut off the lights and turn those on. It's only been lit for about 5 minutes or less. This is what it looks like with the lights totally off. My living room is really dark because this is my projection room. I have black curtains and black door. But that's what it looks like with the lights off. Okay, we're going to turn these on. Okay, all 4 of those are on. Those 2 are closer because to level that out, for some reason it was lopsided. Whoop, getting the glare from the lights because they're so bright. Let me see if I can back up far enough. But that's what it looks like. It's a T-light heater with off-the-grid lights. Okay, this is what the finished product looks like. Whoop, I forgot to turn on the center light. It's a LED. I think it has 48 lights. But this is off the grid. It's 4 7-watt LED lights plus one 48 LED light in the middle. It has lights and a heater, 2 Terra Cotta pots. Both of them have 3 candles in it. Right there. I usually put 4, but I'm only putting in 3 right now. I'll let it warm up. And whatever you do, don't try to move these with hot wax in it because it'll spill and make a mess. But I'll show you. I told you earlier it was lights, heater, and clothes dryer. Just a minute, and I'm just showing you how this works. I put that clothesline wire up there. You can either use clothespins, a hanger, or just the wire itself. I'm just showing you what 1 pair of pants would look like. But you can put a couple pair of pants and or a jacket, some socks, whatever. Just make sure that you always pay attention because you don't want to have to be too close to the heat, catch fire or something like that. But this is totally off the grid. It has the lights, the heat, and the clothes dryer all in one. And this is the finished product right here. But I'm going to take it apart and put some bolts through it. I have screws in it now, but I'm going to make it so it's easier to take apart. That way you can put it underneath your bed or something, just in case the electricity goes off. I have one a little bit higher than the other one, but after the heat gets going, I'm going to put a couple of fans behind it, and I'll show you the USB fans so it'll circulate the heat through this room. But here it is, off the grid, lights, clothes dryer, and heater. And you can see the USB fans running. That's 2 watt, running off the little power pack. Those little power packs could probably run, I don't know, maybe a couple hours for the fan. It's only 2 watts. And I have 2 of them, but I can feel the heat circulating from the Terra Cotta pots with these little fans. But those lights up here, they'll only run about 6 to 8 minutes on one charge with the one battery. It's 18650 lithium ion, so that's not very long. But let me back this up. But there it is, off the grid lights, clothes dryer, and heater.